ValveTime.net.
Hi, and welcome to the ValveTime news for July 6th, 2015. Each week we bring you the biggest talking points regarding Valve and the community. It looks as if the complaining about the lack of Team Fortress 2 news in the comments of our videos have finally worked, and Valve have answered the call. As you probably noticed by now, this past week saw the release of the latest update for Team Fortress 2, named the Mettle update, which you can effectively think of as the first of TF2's own operations. Like the CSGO equivalent, the Mettle campaign stands as a 3-month-long event which introduces specific gameplay objectives in the form of contracts, new cosmetic weapon skins and cases, a stat-tracking campaign coin, and temporary maps created by the community. By purchasing the campaign pass for $5.99 or £3.99, Miss Pauling will provide the player with 2 contracts per week, which can be exclusive to certain maps or classes. Each completed contract will provide a weapon case or a specifically skinned item, which, also like CSGO, will come in varying levels of wear and tear depending on rarity. These guns are functionally identical to their normal counterparts and are purely cosmetic. While the contracts do provide some extra incentives to play, we're honestly more interested in the 4 new maps introduced with the update, even if 3 of them are likely temporary and will be removed come the end of the update. These 3 community-made maps are PL Borneo, King of the Hill Sweden, and CP Snowplow, all of which we're proud to have praised here on our show at one point or another. Like the CSGO Operation Passes, a percentage of the proceeds from every campaign sale will be distributed back to the community map creators, helping to hopefully support them with future projects. While likely only temporary, these 3 levels were joined by a new permanent resident to the map roster, as an official map from Valve no less. Powerhouse features 3 control points and is one of the only maps to feature the power plant visual style introduced with Hydro way back at the launch of TF2 in 2007. All 4 maps can be easily accessed within the Mettle map group on the main menu as shown here. Other new additions introduced with the Mettle update include 3D weapon previews, updated HUD elements when spectating, being able to swap out your weapons on the fly by retrieving them from the corpses of fallen friends or foes, 3 new taunts, and 5 new achievements exclusive to the Powerhouse map. There's also an unusually massive number of gameplay tweaks included at the bottom of the Part 2 announcement page, which you'll probably want to check out if you're eager to learn how your favorite weapon may have been buffed or nerfed. Oh, and don't forget to check out the updates accompanying comic titled The Contract, which follows Miss Pauling as she attempts to acquire new weapons for the mercenaries. After a little over 2 months since the compendium for the International 2015 was released, back on May 1st, 2015, this past week saw the event's prize pool surpass the fabled $15 million milestone, unlocking the last of the event's current list of rewards. This final milestone has unlocked an immortal item for Axe and the long-form comic, both of which have joined the list of exclusive items yet to be released. There's no indication about whether Valve will extend the list of rewards like they have in previous years, but we definitely think it's a viable option for them given there's still a month before the event kicks off in Seattle on August 3rd, 2015, especially considering the prize pool is already several $100,000 above the $15 million mark. While even more rewards were being secured, Valve were busy introducing a few of the other items unlocked in weeks and months gone by. This week, it was the turn of the International 2015 Music Pack and the Bristleback announcer set. The 2-part Bristleback set features the in-character voice of TJ Romani, while the Music Pack was co-developed by Jeremy and Julian Soul, who are known for working on the soundtracks for the Elder Scrolls series, Guild Wars, Neverwinter Nights, Prey, and more. Both pieces of content are really well made in their own right, so be sure to check them out now should you own an interactive compendium. We were recently somewhat surprised to learn that the Get It Early batch of Valve's Steam controllers have completely sold out, something we didn't quite expect to happen this early. To clarify, this simply refers to the Steam controllers which will be released to purchasers on October 16th, nearly a month ahead of the official launch on November 10th, which will still see units shipped to retailers as normal. The press release for the announcement mentioned Steam hardware as having sold out, not just the controllers, making it seem as if early pre-orders for the Steam Link had also sold out, even if it seems a little far-fetched for the Link to have sold out as fast as the more readily usable controllers. As always, Valve didn't disclose any actual sales figures, but this is definitely a good starting point for their Steam hardware program, and we can't wait to see what happens next. Surprisingly, this week actually saw the release of a game in the Half-Life series, but no, it's not the one you were hoping for or expecting. Following on from the successful Android ports of Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Portal, Half-Life 2 Episode 2 was officially released onto the Google Play Store by Nvidia on June 30th, 2015. Unfortunately for most of you, the Android version is currently exclusive to the Nvidia Shield Android TV, meaning you'll need to own the $200 device should you want to play, a game almost all of you have already completed multiple times in the past 7 or so years since its release on PC. As far as we're aware, the Android port is functionally identical to the original version of Episode 2, so don't get too upset if you're not able to play it like the rest of us. As many of you may have noticed, this Friday finally saw the long overdue return of our ValveTime database series, where we usually analyze one or more specific elements of a Valve game or product to learn something new. In our most recent update, we decided to once again take a look at a cancelled game co-developed by Valve and Arcane Studios, with the spotlight this time on The Crossing, a first-person shooter running on the Source engine cancelled after 2 years of development in 2009. Unlike Half-Life 2 Episode 4, which we've previously spoken about a bunch here on our channel, The Crossing was an officially announced game with real trailers and screenshots distributed by Arcane, meaning we had a real basis to start us off. But you know us, we weren't going to sit around and just stare at less than 2 minutes of footage, we always have a plan. This time our plan included closely analyzing and discussing never-before-seen game assets and concept art taken from a number of mostly private sources over the course of many years. Combining this new information with older pieces from trailers and interviews, we've tried to create the most complete discussion of the game ever publicly released, stretching all the way from the game's detailed world to its dynamically changing gameplay and narrative to its troubled development and its eventual cancellation. Fans of Valve and Arcane should definitely take note as we delve quite deeply into how the game was to use elements of games such as Half-Life 2 while also inadvertently setting the stage for 2012's Dishonored. As always, links to our accompanying article and to our database episode will be provided in the video description alongside everything else we've mentioned in this week's show. And that wraps up an interesting and varied week of Valve news. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch TV, to check out our previous content, and to join in on the conversation over on the ValveTime.net community forums. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.